This is Purnima Devi from SNSCT. In this last class, we seen about the relational model, which is used for some relationship between the two tables while we are creating. So now we discuss about constraints in the DBMS. There are many type of integrity constraint in DBMS. This constraint on relational database management system is most divided into three types. First one is domain constraint, key. Second one is key constraint. Then third one is referential integrity constraint. First one is domain constraint. The domain constraint can be violated if an attribute value is not appear in the corresponding domain, or it is not of the appropriate data type. The domain constraint fully based on the attribute, that is column name, which we defined in this data table creation. So last class we see about what is entity, attributes, tuples, etc. So we now discuss about the entity attributes. The attributes is based on the domain constraint. The domain constraint fully based on an attribute. So the domain constraint specify with that each tuple and the value of each attribute must be unique. So each and every attribute has to be unique. So it is used to avoid the redundancy and inconsistency of the data. So this is to be specified as data type, which includes standard data types such as integers, real numbers, characters, booleans, variable, etc. So for example, we want to create a database table. So create domain customer name, check value not null. So in this example, it's creating a domain constraint such that customer name is not null. So the customer name will not must have a value. So the next one is key constraint. An attribute that uniquely identify a tuple in a relation is called the key table. So the value of the attribute for different tuples in the relation has to be unique. So for example, in this relation, for example, in this given table, customer id is the key attribute of customer table. So key attribute is that which has to be used as a primary key value, that should be a unique value. It is most likely to have a single key for one customer. So the customer id equal to 1 is only for the customer name Google. So it has to be used to uniquely identify the particular person, the customer name. If we want to find the Amazon customer name, which key is used as customer id? So it is a unique value. So if we want to select the customer id is 2, so we have the full tuple, we find the full record of Amazon. So the next one is referential integrity constraint. The referential integrity constraint in database is or used on the concept of foreign keys. Foreign key is an important attribute of relation which should be referred in another relationship. So in this example, if we declared as a customer id as a primary key, the same customer id is used as another table, that should be considered as a foreign key. So for example, customer id is a primary key in that customer table. So the same customer id table is defined used in a billing database. So that customer id has to be calculated as a foreign key, that is the customer id is referred from the table name customer. So that's why we are telling that process has to be considered as a primary and foreign key. So some of the operations in the relational model, as there are four basic operations which we are used in the relational model, is first one is insert, which is used to insert the data in the relation. So the next one is delete, which is used to delete the tuples from the table which we are already stored. The next one modify, used to change the values. The next one is select. The select is which is used to select the particular value, particular tuples or records based on the specific conditions which we are given in this database. So in these topics we seen about the relational model and the relational model and the operation of relational model in these topics. So next class we seen the another topic.